Got the headlights all wired up. Signals. Now what's cool about this one, because I use a Jeep harness off the doors. The Jeep has the same LED in the mirror, so I made that work too. Tail light's all done. I even made the third brake light work. And we'll put the Trackhawk exhaust tips. You guys watched the last video. I was gonna wait for the diffuser to come in. So this is gonna be a first cold start. Fix the check engine light. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but the check engine light is good. I had to wire up the crankcase ventilation system, which is this thing over here. These two plugs on the Trackhawk, it was right over here, so I extended it. I made it look nice and OEM. Put in this loom over here. Looks like OEM. So today, let me shut it off for a second. Today, I'm taking off the seatbelts. I'm gonna get those sent off to safety restore, get it done in yellow. So I gotta do the fronts and the rears. Everything's off, so it shouldn't be that hard. I got the door panels installed. So before, this piece over here, let me get some light on there. That bottom piece used to be like a bronze color because the car itself is an alloy edition 300. So these were like a bronze. This was like a bronze. The stitching was bronze. It was matching. I don't have any pieces inside of here, but everything was literally like that goldish color. So I took them off and I had them wrapped. So I made these black, made this black, and for the stitching, I'll dye and made those black as well. So everything looks nice and clean. I even made this light work because, like I said, I used the harnesses of the Grand Cherokee Trackhawk, so everything was different, but made everything work, man. Got all the switches in here. I'm gonna pull it up forward so I can have some room to work, and then we'll get the seats out. So I got one seat working for the Trackhawk, but if you guys watched the last video, I have to shorten the track a little bit because it's hitting this bump that we made for the transfer case, and then we're gonna start working on the passenger side seat, get that to work. And the rear seats, they're coming off a Charger, a Hellcat Charger. So I'm gonna have them restitched or like reupholstered to match this over here. Let me shut off this light. Oh, before I forget, the wheel is gonna stay like this, but I'm having a yellow light up airbag. This is SRT on it, and it's gonna go inside of here. And it's gonna make it look nice and clean with the rest of the theme. But this is how I want the rear seats upholstered. Like the center is gonna be suede, the rest of it will be leather. It's not gonna say Trackhawk, but we'll just have the leather go over it, and it'll look nice and clean. So the sunroof I still have to wire up. I still got to drop down the headliner because the harness for the headliner of the Jeep is right over here. This is it right here. So I'm gonna drop the headliner, pull it off, put it on one of a stand, and then rewire it so all the interior lights work, and then the sunroof should start working. I looked at the schematics yesterday, and it wasn't that hard to wire up. So let's go back in here, start her up. When I tell you this thing sounds freaking retarded. A lot of people were saying that I should have used a Trackhawk shifter, but I wanted to keep the 300 like aesthetics in here. So I used this, I wired it up, as you can see. Everything's custom, man. I still gotta wire up the rear ABS speed sensors. Looking like Christmas. All right. And look, when I put it in gear, it gets even louder. I don't know why, but watch. Not really. All right, let's pull it up. This is not the suspension, but the steering kind of binds a little bit. We tried like every different way to make it work, but I mean, it's usable now. Like I can get used to this, but it's not as clean as how I want it to be. So we'll park it right over here. Work. All right, so I seen somebody's comment in the last video saying that the rear wheels are tucked in, and they are, because I still didn't put the spacer to put them out. These are extended lugs, so as you can see how the lug went through the stud because the spacer isn't big enough. I only have a 10mm on here. I'm gonna run a 20mm, and it's gonna be nice and tucked with the quarter. So I'm gonna pull the seat back out. I only have it sitting on probably one screw. I'm gonna pull it back out. I have to pull out the seat belts, and then we'll start working on the other seat, which is right over here. We have to cut off these tracks because on the SUV, look how higher it sits. So we're gonna make a flush, and then we're gonna use a screw to go through the track and then to the floor of that 300. But I'll show you what I'm talking about once we get that far. And then this one is missing the back cover. Oh, it's right over here. So I'll make sure to install that once we get the seat in. All right, so I got the seat pulled back out of here. Under the seat is gonna be the suspension module and the transfer case controller. I haven't decided how I'm gonna mount it just yet, but we'll have it running through here, just like how the Trackhawks are. They go over the center console hump, and then we have to make a hole to go through the trans tunnel. And it plugs in right over here. So that goes through there to the transfer case, and there's two plugs that go over there. I still have to route all these wires before we get the carpet done. So all this stuff will get clipped on to this padding over here. And then this communication bus wire, probably run it like right over here in case I have to reach it one day. On this side, I have to extend, where to go? This plug over here. No, that's for the airbag. Okay, so on the Trackhawks, the battery is under the passenger side seat. So what we did was we extended it all the way to the back, just like how it is on the Chargers, Challengers, and 300s. Where's the key? So as you can see, battery's like OEM, sits right over there. But I still have to extend the temperature sensor, which is this over here. Only 2 wires, so I'm gonna run it with the rest of the harness under there. I know it looks like a mess right now, but eventually it'll look nice and clean. This is the fuse box. I think it has a one for the fuel pumps, and then another one for the radio. But this can stay over here. I don't mind it staying there. But yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. I'm gonna start pulling off the seat belts and then just working out. Because on Monday, which is 2 days from now, we're towing it to the upholstery shop to get the carpet done and get the seats all tailored up. So see how it goes. So here's the seat belt that I just pulled out from the passenger side, and I'm honestly not too sure if I want to reuse these. You can already see that there's some rust around where the pigtail plugs in, and the water got pretty high in this thing. It was originally a flood car. If you guys been watching the build, ever since I got it, this is a flood car. So I'm not gonna reuse these. I'm taking them both off. I'm gonna buy 2 new ones for the front, and the rears, they look fine, as you can see. So we're gonna take the rears off, have those shipped out, and then we'll also get 2 new ones for the front, and continue to work on the headliner. Alright guys, so we got the seats ready to go. We had to cut off the whole bottom side of the track so that way they could fit inside the 300. I have them covered up for now until we're ready to install them. But now the main focus is trying to make the panoramic roof on the 300 work. The trouble is going to be because the Grand Cherokee, the donor truck that I used, did not have a sunroof. So I have to somehow power it using the Trackhawk harness. As you can see right there, I was trying to make some pigtails just so I could use it and hopefully make it work. So what I did was I pulled the harness out of the headliner, which you see right over there, and I was trying to bypass all these extra wires. So this connector over here goes to the sunroof plug that goes to the sun visor as well. That goes to the overhead console. I even tried to cut through, like, take the power and take the ground and give it power and ground through the Trackhawk harness, but even that didn't work. I even went and bought new motors, still didn't work. Then I thought of the idea to go get a harness from a Jeep that has a sunroof. So I did some research, turns out the plug is the same, and that plugs into that jumper harness right over there, and that controls the two motors, the one for the sunroof glass and the one for the sun visor or the shade, whatever you want to call it. And it all plugs in just like how the 300 is. So that's what's cool about this stuff. That plug over there goes to the rear passenger side of the Trackhawk harness, and that's how we're going to power this thing up. Alright, so I got the plug that goes to the jumper for the sunroof. This one is for the sunroof itself, for the glass. And this one over here, this motor controls the shade. So that all connects to this. This reaches down, connects to the overhead console, which is this over here. And then it goes to the back of that harness, and that plugs in. It has 3 wires, has power, a fused, and a ground. And that's what controls this. I'm turning on. I'm not gonna lie, I already tested it and it works, but I'm gonna show you guys that. So any car, before I show you, any car that you buy, let's say you buy a Charger that doesn't have a sunroof, but you have a 300 that does, all you have to do is get a headliner off a Charger that has a sunroof, take the harness off of it, plug it into a 300, and it'll work just like this. And I just figured that out, like literally right now. So let's try this. That's the shade. Goes all the way out. Remember, the Grand Cherokee that I bought had no sunroof. So all I did was go buy a harness off one that does, and everything works. So you can open the shade back up. Let's open the sunroof. But so now I'm gonna take this back off and I'm gonna glue it down to the, what do you call it? The headliner off the 300. We're gonna have it wrapped in suede. I know I creased the shit out of it when I was pulling it out, but when we're installing it, I'm gonna have the sunroof removed, or the, turn this off. I'm gonna have the front glass removed so we can just slide it right in without bending it. But yeah, I gotta rewire these lights that go over here because the harness off the Jeep is different. I don't know if I see a plug over here. Yeah, that's how the plug looks on the Jeep for the overhead lights, but the 300 ones are different. So I'm gonna rewire those. We'll finish up the headliner. I have some new roof airbags. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So these are the ones that came out of the car. They're all rusted up. I got some new ones right over here. So I'll install these and then finish up the headliner. All right, so we got the seats installed. They look great. Next, I'm working on the transmission cooler lines. So on the Jeeps, the transmission cooler line connects on the passenger side of the cooler or the condenser. On the Chargers and Challengers and 300s, it connects to the driver's side. So what I did was I ordered a custom set of transmission cooler lines from Fragola. Shout out to Dave for the recommendation. As you can see, they thread right into the cooler, and they run just like OEM back to the trans, and they thread right inside of there instead of the fittings.